Welcome to today's exploration, where we uncover the mysterious and spine-chilling tales lurking in the shadows of New York. From ghostly apparitions to unexplained phenomena, these stories have both fascinated and unsettled generations. Join us as we delve into the eerie histories and spine-chilling legends that have shaped the darker side of the Empire State. Number 1. New York State Capitol Building. In the heart of Albany stands the majestic New York State Capitol, a government building steeped in over 250 years of history and, according to many, haunted tales. This architectural masterpiece, one of the nation's most beautiful Capitol buildings, radiates opulence and grandeur. Since its completion in 1899, the Capitol has served as the seat of New York's government. Its grand halls and ornate chambers have witnessed countless political dramas and debates, but beneath its beauty lies a realm of whispered secrets and eerie occurrences. In the late 1800s, construction foreman Cormac McWilliams met a chilling fate, plummeting from scaffolding in the assembly chamber. Since his tragic demise, unsettling sounds and paranormal apparitions have haunted the room, leading many to believe Cormac's restless spirit still roams there. The bodies of U.S. Presidents Lincoln and Grant both lay in state at the Capitol. Lincoln's body, transported by train, is said to reappear each year on the anniversary of his death as an apparition of a black-draped railcar heading towards Albany. On the fateful morning of March 29, 1911, a devastating fire engulfed significant parts of the New York State Capitol. The flames consumed extensive collections of the New York State Library and the New York State Museum, resulting in the destruction or damage of hundreds of thousands of valuable documents and books. Tragically, the fire claimed the life of Samuel Abbott, a dedicated watchman and Civil War veteran who had faithfully guarded the Capitol. Many employees and visitors have reported seeing floating orbs and hearing unexplained sounds echoing through its corridors. Some claim to hear the jangling of his keys during quiet evenings when the building should be empty. On the fourth floor near the Senate staircase, visitors have reported seeing a ghostly figure resembling a man with long gray hair. Legend suggests he was a fruit vendor from State Street, who in 1890, devastated by his failing business, tragically jumped to his death from that floor, leaving a lasting impression on a witness below. These ghostly tales weave an eerie veil over the Capitol's intricate legacy, merging history, architecture, and the supernatural into a spellbinding tapestry of mystery and intrigue. Number 2. The Dakota. A historic apartment building at 1 West 72nd Street on Manhattan's Upper West Side was built between 1880 and 1884 in the German Renaissance style by architect Henry Janeway Hardenberg for businessman Edward Cabot Clark. Despite Clark's passing before its completion in October 1884, the Dakota's legacy endured. The Dakota is one of the first large developments in the area and remains the city's oldest luxury apartment building. Designated a National Historic Landmark and City Landmark, the Dakota features a central H-shaped courtyard, brick facade with sandstone trim, and terracotta detailing. Each unique apartment offers 4 to 20 rooms, and the building includes separate stairways and elevators for tenants and servants. Initially managed by the Clark family for 8 decades, the Dakota became a cooperative owned by the tenants in 1961 and has housed numerous artists, actors, and musicians over the years. The Dakota harbors chilling tales of ghostly apparitions and mysterious happenings that linger in its corridors and rooms. In the dim hallway of the Dakota, a beautiful blonde child appeared, dressed in antiquated attire, high white stockings, silver-buckled patent leather shoes, and a yellow taffeta dress that seemed out of place in our time. Bouncing a red ball, she announced, "It's my birthday," before vanishing down the hall. No one recognized her description, and her identity remains a mystery. Yet, residents today still catch glimpses of her smiling and waving from lower floor windows. Then there's the man with the wig, resembling Edward Cabot Clark, the Dakota's developer. An electrician encountered this spectral figure in the 1930s, with a short beard, wire glasses, and a wig. The ghost glared, snatched off his wig, and shook it menacingly at the electrician. Heavy objects moved on their own, adding to the eerie atmosphere. In the 1960s, a construction worker near the apartment saw another ghost, a figure with a man's body but a young boy's face. Silent, Yet unnerving, this specter made the workers feel they were under scrutiny. And then there's John Lennon. Before his tragic death in 1980, Lennon spoke of seeing a crying lady ghost. After his passing, right outside of the apartment building, witnesses reported seeing Lennon's spirit bathed in an eerie glow in 1983. Yoko Ono herself claimed to see Lennon at his piano, assuring her, "Don't be afraid, I am still with you." The Dakota's walls hold many secrets, its corridors echoing with ghostly tales. As residents come and go, the stories of its spectral inhabitants continue to leave us to wonder what unseen eyes watch from its windows and who might greet us from its shadowy corners. Number 3. Fort Ontario. Fort Ontario, perched high above Lake Ontario in Oswego, New York, is a historic bastion with a chilling past. Erected in 1755 during the French and Indian War, it was initially named the Fort of the Six Nations. Despite its strategic importance, it faced numerous attacks and destructions, from French forces in 1756 to the British during the War of 1812. The fort witnessed tense moments, like the treaty signed by Pontiac in 1766, and the British's return post-American Revolutionary War until 1796. During the American Civil War, fears of British aid to the Confederacy prompted its reconstruction. Post-war, the fort housed wounded soldiers and saw refurbishment during World War I as a military hospital. During World War II, the fort served varied purposes, from being an induction center for new conscripts to housing African-American military police and Jewish refugees. Fort Ontario's storied past is laden with tragedy, its grounds soaked with the blood of soldiers and civilians alike. The fort's cemetery, a somber testament to its grim history, holds the remains of 70 souls, including men, women, and children. It's no wonder that whispers of the supernatural pervade the air, turning day into a theater of eerie occurrences. Orbs flicker in the daylight, and mysterious sounds echo through the corridors when least expected. The spirits seem unbound by the constraints of night. They roam freely even in the light of the sun. Among the spectral inhabitants, the ghost of British Lieutenant Basil Dunbar stands out. He's often seen in a bewildered state, as if trapped in a perpetual loop of the duel he lost in 1759. Another Civil War soldier wanders the grounds, sometimes accompanied by a female apparition. The laughter or cries of a young boy looking for his cat pierce the silence, while a headless soldier is said to haunt the railroad tracks nearby. Yet it's Corporal Fikes who chills visitors to their core. Having succumbed to disease, his ghostly apparition brings with it an inexplicable coldness, a spectral reminder of his tragic demise. The legend surrounding George Fikes' grave adds another layer of intrigue. Stepping on it invites a lifetime of haunting, while leaping over it offers the power to bestow haunting upon another. The bare patches flanking the grave stand as silent witnesses to the enduring belief in this chilling tale. Despite its tumultuous history, Fort Ontario stands today as a state historic site, its walls echoing the whispers of its haunting past. Number 2. Rolling Hills Asylum. In December 1826, the Genesee County Board of Supervisors gathered in Bethany to establish a county poorhouse. They chose a brick building, once a stagecoach tavern, at the intersection of Bethany Center Road and Raymond Road due to its central location in the county. The Batavia Times newspaper published an official notice on December 9, 1826, stating, "The Genesee County Poorhouse will open its doors to paupers on January 1, 1827. Overseers of the poor from each town in Genesee County are advised to send paupers to the poorhouse with their clothing, beds, bedding, and other necessary items." Those eligible for assistance included habitual drunkards, lunatics, paupers, state paupers, blind, lame, old, or disabled individuals with no income, and vagrants. In 1828, a stone building was added to the poorhouse to house lunatics and serve as a repository for paupers who misbehaved. The staff at the poorhouse worked to separate unsafe patients from the general population, but challenges persisted. Consequently, a solitary confinement cell was built within the facility. The facility also housed the mentally ill until 1887, when the Board of Supervisors decided to send those with acute insanity to other state institutions. The Genesee County Poor Farm covered over 200 acres and operated as a self-sufficient farm and woodland. This allowed the county to care for residents at a low cost, approximately $1.08 per week per resident in 1871. Residents, referred to as inmates regardless of their reason for being there, faced difficult conditions while working on the farm. Many produced goods to sell, helping to offset living expenses. Facilities included a bakery and a woodshop where coffins were crafted for use at the poorhouse and for sale to local mortuaries. The county provided burials for residents without families. An 1886 record mentions a cemetery on the property, improved with a fence and leveled ground to protect the graves. Over time, the cemetery deteriorated, with stones crumbling, grass growing, and the forest reclaiming the land. The exact location and details of the cemetery remain largely unknown. Today, it's believed that the spirits of these troubled individuals linger in the halls of Rolling Hills. In the depths of the old men's dormitory on the second floor, there exists a corridor known only as the Shadow Hallway. Here, shadow people are said to roam freely. Those who dare to venture near the infirmary section may catch a glimpse of these elusive figures. They appear in various shades, shifting between human-like forms and shapeless specters. The walls of the Shadow Hallway have witnessed countless unexplained shadows, their movements both captivating and eerie. Descending into the asylum's basement, one discovers a small, dank room that holds the remnants of a darker past. Iron brackets protrude from the cold cement walls. In this grim chamber, individuals deemed unruly or afflicted with misunderstood ailments like Alzheimer's or epilepsy were shackled and isolated. Even outspoken wives could find themselves imprisoned within these walls. The room's oppressive atmosphere serves as a haunting reminder of the asylum's unsettling history. In the East Wing is Roy's room. Roy Krause, a towering 7-foot-tall shadow man, remains a beloved figure at Rolling Hills Asylum. Suffering from gigantism likely caused by a pituitary gland tumor, Roy spent his life within these walls, passing away in 1942 at the age of 52. In recent years, it was noted that it would have been Roy's 123rd birthday. The staff still gathers in his room to celebrate him. In the basement, next to the embalming table, is the morgue, a place steeped in eerie tales and paranormal activity. 2 walk-in refrigerators, originally meant for human corpse storage, stand as silent reminders of the morgue's unsettling history. Ghostly voices, objects moving on their own, and even reports of people being shoved add to the morgue's haunted reputation. The land surrounding Rolling Hills holds its own mysteries. Once a burial ground for those without families, the exact location of the cemetery has been lost to time. Nature has reclaimed the land, with crumbling stones and overgrown grass marking the forgotten graves. Despite the lack of records, the stories of these lost souls continue to linger. The emotional bonds formed by former residents, many of whom lost their homes or families, are believed to anchor their spirits to this place. The spirits are treated with respect and care, acknowledging their enduring presence within the asylum's storied history. The Genesee County historians erected a historical marker commemorating those forgotten individuals who lived and died at the county home. Today, visitors to Rolling Hills Asylum can embark on self-guided ghost hunts, delve into historical tours, attend special events, and even encounter celebrity gatherings in this eerie setting. Number 1. Washington Square Park. In the heart of Greenwich Village, Lower Manhattan, lies Washington Square Park, a seemingly ordinary 9.75-acre space with a haunting past. Operated by the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation, it's an iconic meeting point and a hub for cultural activities. At the park's northern entrance stands the imposing Washington Square Arch, a symbol of the park's tradition of celebrating nonconformity. Nearby, the park's fountain area has been a favorite among locals for generations. Many surrounding buildings, once homes and studios for artists, now serve as academic and residential spaces, thanks to New York University's influence. Despite its natural beauty with scattered flower beds and trees, much of the park is paved. Key attractions include the arch, the expansive fountain, children's play areas, and even chess and Scrabble zones. Commemorative statues pay tribute to figures like George Washington, Italian patriot Giuseppe Garibaldi, and engineer Alexander Lyman Hawley. But beneath the park's surface lies a darker history. The land was once a marshy valley, home to a Native American village called Sapokaniken, or Tobacco Field. By the mid-17th century, Dutch settlers turned the land into farmland, granting portions to half-freed slaves. Their descendants formed an early African-American community known as Little Africa. In 1797, the Common Council of New York bought the eastern fields for a potter's field, a public burial ground for the unknown and indigent. During the early 19th century yellow fever epidemics, victims were also laid to rest here, isolated from the town for hygiene reasons. The burial ground was closed in 1825, yet it's estimated that over 20,000 bodies remain buried beneath the park. Archaeological digs have unearthed tombstones dating back to 1799, reminding visitors of the haunting history hidden beneath Washington Square Park's lively surface. The park's grim history has led many to believe it's a hotbed for paranormal activity. Tales of inexplicable cold breezes on sweltering summer days and sightings of people in 18th century attire vanishing into thin air are common. According to local legend, a spectral figure often seen swinging from the branches of Hangman's Elm is believed to be Rose Butler. She was purportedly hanged from this very tree for her alleged role in burning down the house where she was employed. Reports of ghostly children and an eerie blue fog enveloping the park at night add to its mysterious aura. Photographs taken here often reveal anomalies, glowing orbs, shadowy figures, and even full-bodied apparitions. The park's chilling history and ongoing discoveries make it a place where the past and present blur, leaving visitors with an unsettling feeling that they are not alone. As we conclude our journey through New York's most haunted spots, one thing becomes clear. The Empire State is home to tales that send shivers down the spine. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, these stories offer a fascinating glimpse into the darker side of the city's history. Remember, the next time you find yourself in New York, you might just be walking alongside spirits of the past. This has been Tyler. Thanks for joining me on this chilling exploration of New York's creepiest places. Hit the like and subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the latest videos. Bye for now.